from all around your lawn. I'm here to tell you how football is strong.
Thanks for sticking around. Now, hopefully you enjoyed that interview with Sonia. She always has something very insightful to say. Now, Bertie, Sonia did comment on the injury time. I asked her about that because previously we had spoken on the show, and you feel with the new rules that it's a disadvantage to you or an advantage to playing coaches?
Well, yeah, it's a very interesting question. I'll just hold it. This is the new rule book for netball, revised last year, and all the new rules are in here. Now, I actually got this off Mandy Lyman, so if you see Mandy around the trap, she might be able to grab one for you.
You're doing much of a sell, Bertie. You need to do something like this.
Well, yeah, I'll let you do that, actually. I should have given it to you and let you do it. But yeah, grab a new rule book for all those coaches out there in the GDFL, and maybe you can work out some of these new rules. But yeah, as far as the injury time goes, when I first came in and subsequently in the last couple of weeks as a non-playing coach, I'm on the sidelines and I really can't say anything when there is injury time. But the playing coach has been coaching, and I have brought it up with a couple of different people around the place. I spoke to Ann Castles during the week, and she said that if a playing coach is actually coaching during injury time, the umpire should go up and tell her to stop coaching. We've also spoken to other women who have talked to Julian Maxfield up in Melbourne. She's a AA umpire, and she said that playing coaches are allowed to coach during injury time. So
well, how could you differentiate? I mean, if a group of players is standing around together, obviously the playing coach is going to be engaged in some sort of conversation. How do you differentiate whether it's coaching or just talking?
Well, I think in the GDFL, most of the umpires know who the coaches are of the various teams in A grade and B grade, and I'm sure that you don't have to be a brain surgeon to work out what's being said. If they're just talking about the weather or they're talking about tactical movements on the court, I'm sure you can tell the difference. I really probably do think that there needs to be a clarification from all Australia as to the rule, because at the moment a lot of umpires aren't sure what they should be doing, whether they should be allowing coaching by the playing coach while the non-playing coach sits on the side of the bench. I noticed when we went and watched Werribee and Winch the other day, the Winch coach, of course, non-playing, he's sat on the sidelines, and the Werribee girls were just talking on the court and directing traffic there. I think Emma it was from Werribee. She was directing traffic during injury time there. So it's an interesting question, and we hope that we get cleared up reasonably quickly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at this week's games then. Inverleigh versus Geelong West.
Look, you'd think that Inverleigh should come away with a win this week against Geelong West. They're at home as well. So I really can't see Geelong West getting up and beating Inverleigh. I think it'll be a close game, but maybe 10 or 15 goals in it.
And your tip on the East Geelong versus Anarchy game? I'm going with Anarchy.
Yeah, look, so am I. I definitely have to go with Anarchy on this one. They're playing pretty good netball at the moment, and I will admit, and just to all the ladies out at Anarchy, actually speaking of Anarchy, they put on a great spread during the weekend, so I enjoyed the halftime spread there. But Anarchy are playing great netball, and they're really tight in the middle of the court and applying a lot of pressure, and and that's why some of the top teams are finding it hard to get past them, because their centre court pressure is just really, really great.
Yeah.
So I definitely won't go past. Yeah, go pick Werribee any time of the day against East Geelong.
Anarchy.
Against
Werribee.
Against East Geelong. Sorry.
Anarchy over East Geelong. That's our tip.
Okay.
On to your match against Winchelsea. Now, it's going to be a difficult game.
Yeah, look, tough game for us.
Yeah.
Last time there was only 3 goals in it when we played them earlier in the season, and it went our way. I'm sure that Winch will be coming out and be wanting to make amends for their loss last time. Since then, they've got a few more girls into the side as well. They've got a bit more depth than what they had last time. So yeah, it'll be nice for us if we can win it. It'll cement our position in the top 5. But of course, Winch are wanting to try and reach Thompson if possible.
Yeah.
So it'll be it's going to be a tough game, especially down at Winch as well.
And we'll chat with you next week about that one.
You will.
Belmont Lions versus Bannockburn. Now, considering Bannockburn's match last weekend and Belmont's, if Belmont still have their players out. Could be closer than we expect.
Yeah, well, that's very true. If Jess doesn't play and Georgie doesn't play and Bree, you know, I mean, I'm not sure why they're all away in the one weekend, last weekend, but yeah, if they're not playing, Bannockburn are probably in with half a chance.
Yeah.
Belmont know they're sitting 5th at the moment, and any loss now will put them out of the 5.
Yeah.
So
Still pick Belmont for that one?
I will, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
Okay, Werribee are up against North Geelong.
Well, let's see if Jenny Gardner turns up this week.
Yeah.
And North just sitting outside the 5 by a game, and they'll, you know, after their loss to Thompson last week, it's probably going to be hard pressed to beat Werribee, even without Jenny Gardner. It's going to be hard. They're going to be hard pressed to beat them.
Yep.
This their defensive pressure, Werribee all over the court, is, you know, really causes a lot of teams into mistakes and causes those turnovers. So it's going to be pretty hard for North to get up and beat Werribee on the weekend. I really can't see it happening, and it's in Werribee as well. So.
Okay, the final game today is Thompson versus Corio. Could be a good contest, this one.
Yeah, look, I think last time, and I know that Amy sent us along some paperwork
She did.
Just for
Thanks,
tonight's
Amy.
show. So, yeah, absolutely. Last time Thompson won by 23 goals. Corio are really wanting to get into that top 5. They're only half a game out at the moment, and I'm sure that they'll be pulling out all stops to try and have an upset win against Thompson, because really if they do beat Thompson, it'll be an upset. But just with Thompson's depth, Nicole Traynor now coming into the side, I really can't see Corio getting up over the top of Thompson, you know, unless there's an act of God occurs or something like that.
Well, you never know, someone could be away at another
or
wedding.
Amy pulls a finger out or something like that. Maybe, you know, Corio might get up and win. But
Amy's been playing very well. We'll leave her alone. I'll stick up for you while you're not here, Amy. Birdie certainly won't.
Yeah, look, tough task for Corio to get over Thompson. So, yeah, not much more you can probably say about that game.
No, well, that brings us to a wrap, Birdie.
Where are you going next weekend? Are you going to...
Actually, tonight I'm going to the Geelong Footy Club ball, so I won't actually be
the ball's
able
on tonight, is
to
it?
attend any of today's matches. So
You got your new dress?
I've got a dress and I'll be getting my hair done
Got the hair...
while the games are being played.
I thought your hair was done. I thought that... Oh, no, it's just... Okay, you're just woken up.
Yeah, I have. At least I'm not still in my pyjamas.
Okay, well, who's in their pyjamas?
We've had a few comments about Birdie's clothing, so
Oh, my God, the
hopefully
fashion police
he
are
can
hanging...
improve.
I just cannot escape, you know. The fashion police are out in force now. What am I wearing? Shirts I'm wearing? My goodness.
Let's see what's in store for next week then, Birdie.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much for your company today. It's been a pleasure to be with you on this Saturday morning. Stay around for the guys with the GDFL Footy Show after this. Best of luck for your matches. We'll see you next week.
District Football League. We are the Raiders from all around Geelong. I'm here to tell you how football is strong.